What's up, everybody? I'm your host, George Kill, and welcome back to Kicks on Court Weekly Recap. In the last episode, we told you guys to come up with some questions to ask the reigning Kicks on Court champion, Nick Young. And as promised, he answers them in today's episode. But before that, we'll discuss the return of the Kamikaze II, the Pearl Foams, and a certain Phoenix Suns IDs. We'll also feature a conversation from one of the main players in this building. All that and more in today's Kicks on Court Weekly Recap, live from outside the Staples Center.
I'm Nick Young, reigning champ, Kicks on the Court champion. You tuned in to Kicks on the Court.
The Reebok Classics line has garnered quite a buzz with the return of the question and the answer for. The next anticipated shoe in this line is the Reebok Kamikaze II. Now, this shoe was recently worn by Kings guard Isaiah Thomas, who also was the first to wear the answer for retro on court. The Kamikaze II, Shawn Kemp's most popular signature, will make its return on January 18, 2013. Remember when that guy used to do stuff like this?
Fires across court, Kemp's got it right up into the alley. Tomahawk Sam! Yeah!
Isaiah's teammate Thomas Robinson also makes an appearance in today's episode by wearing one of the most noteworthy foams of all time. He laced up the Pearl Foamposite Pros in the game against the Raptors earlier this week. Now, we've seen a ton of foams on the court throughout the years. Electrolimes, Galaxies, metallic pewters, but shockingly, this might be the first time we've seen the Pearl Foamposite Pros on court. So props to Thomas Robinson for bringing those out. Phoenix Suns forward PJ Tucker has represented the KD line quite nicely this year. He's worn some incredible IDs, including an orange 5 and one of the sickest KD 4s we've seen yet. He recently shelved the IDs to wear the total orange KD 5 via the black pack. Now, PJ has also worn the DMVs and an exclusive CB34, so let us know in the comment section if you think he should be a Kicks on Court champion nominee. He has a lot of stuff. Reigning Kicks on Court champion Nick Young continues to turn heads. We recently caught up with Young this past Friday to ask him some questions that you guys came up with. So let's get started in the Q&A. Number 23 asks, what was your first basketball sneakers and your first J's?
I would probably have to say, I don't know, I think the Magic Johnson, that's what Magic had, the Lakers shoes.
Oh, the Converse?
Yeah, the Converse. I think it was those on Shawn Kemp.
What's the first pair of J's?
93.
Yeah, the eights. Okay.
The first, the black and all black and red and white.
Lance Mitchell asks, does the team or player you're guarding on any given night have any influence on what kicks you're gonna wear?
Yeah, I thought about that one. He said something.
What did he say?
I see young fella. Like, man, you need to bring these back.
Max Air 365 simply says, why no LeBrons this year?
I don't know. I got some, but I'm trying to see. I'm saving those. I got the one, I'm saving the one.
Okay. You played in those 10s yet? The new ones?
I kind of, but they're a little heavy for me. Yeah. But I might break them out against Miami.
Yeah. And last but not least, Twinkie Boss asked the question that everybody wants to know. When will you wear the Yeezy 2s?
Everybody's waiting for
Everybody.
I gotta get some fresh ones. I gotta get some fresh. It's hard to find them right now. My size. I gotta get some fresh ones.
In addition to Young, we also caught up with Steve Nash just a little after him surpassing the 10,000 career assist mark. Although Kobe Bryant is well known for his low top, Steve Nash is considered one of the originators of wearing low tops on court. Let's see what he had to say.
I've always wanted to play low tops, you know, maybe once or twice in my career I've played in a mid or a high, but generally since I was, you know, in junior high, I always preferred low tops. Felt more mobility and agility and just enjoyed it. I also like the look of low cuts.
What started you playing in low tops? I know you were a big soccer guy.
Yeah, maybe soccer had something to do with it, but I just always preferred them. I always felt, like I said, a little more mobile and agile. It felt more comfortable to me, more fun to play in low tops. And I, like I said, I also like the look of low tops.
Yeah, what's your favorite low top shoe to ever play in?
Man,
most comfortable.
That's tough, you know. I mean, in some ways, the one I'm wearing now, since technically, you know, it's the furthest one along, but, you know, pretty much, you know, I've enjoyed all the Nike low cuts going back, even to some of the mids, like, you know, like the Barclays with the Velcro. There was a pair of flights back then, too, that I loved. You know, starting then, you know, there were some great low cuts starting to come out with the new technology, you know, getting away from like the Air Force One. Like the Air Force One, obviously classic, but it lacks a little functionality. And going to some of these newer shoes that, you know, today are still, I think, like just shifts above those original, like the Barclay or the, you know, that flight and the jet flights early in my career. So, you know, it's kind of, they're kind of all I think off of those early ones.
Before we close, let's check out what you're wearing. Highmaster laced up a pretty sick Galaxy LeBron 10 ID, while DJ Jarvis NYC sported the Energy KD5. We also saw Kurt Oak 216 lace up the Cheetah Kobe 7. Well, that brings us to a close this week, so check back next Friday for another edition of Kicks on Court Weekly Recap. Until then, your host, George Kill.